Alright everyone, we're going to do a little unique read today. I'm still recovering from the flu, as most everyone learned from my reading yesterday that I did, my all signs reading. I've been asleep most of the day. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I thought I would do offline. I was going to do a reading. You've seen one of these before with a random reading that I just threw up that I was compelled to put on the screen, you know, kind of a thing like that. I think that was about a week ago. We're just going to do an energy spread. Now I'm going to show you how I pull the energy to figure out what's going on for the week. So I thought we'd have a little fun. I thought I'd do it on camera. All right. It's nice and simple. Should appeal to everybody. Kind of what's going on here. It's a general reading. May or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This should be fun. Technically, this reading is timeless. We're just going to call it a random reading. There is a pre-shuffle here. I always do a pre-shuffle for everything I do. Just take a look. It's at the bottom of the deck. Just kind of see what the energies are. And I pulled on the energies of this week, especially with Venus entering Aquarius and Mars in Aquarius now, because that happened yesterday on the 6th. But it's sort of a how is someone thinking and feeling sort of energy, okay? It's a little like along those lines. I got 4 of Cups crossed by the 8 of Pentacles with a King of Swords. That's pretty much as far as I need to go. I have a Tower, if that interests you. I mean, if I'm to lay it out on the table, it's 4 of Cups crossed by the 8 of Pentacles and the King of Swords crossed by the Tower, and I'm left with the 5th card, which is 7 of Cups. Now what the fuck do I do? You might recognize this 7 of Cups. It came up twice. It's where our reading yesterday began and ended. You know, that all signs reading that I did, I think it was yesterday, yeah, on Sunday anyway. That being said, this is somebody who made a head over heart decision and it blew up in their face. Okay, can I say that? I get a vibe here that somebody in a very strong way listened to the wrong people, was influenced by people around them, past experiences. Anyway, whatever it is with your specific situation, okay, that may or may not be the case for you. Whatever it is, it blew up in their face. Somebody fucked up here. Okay, they've missed out on something really cool. That 4 of, where the hell is it? That 4 of Cups is disappointment. Right? Disappointment. He's not interested in banging that girl. That girl came with the water to bang him. And now he's looking at frogs. Right? Instead, they focused on work, focused on frogs. Right? Well, that's his work. When you're a 10-year-old boy like that or whatever, that's your work. Frogs. You love frogs. All 10-year-old boys love frogs. Right? You're focused on work. All right? It's symbolism on the cards. That's all it is. Anyway, this King of Swords behavior wound up in a tower. All right, it came crashing down on them somehow. I think for a lot of people, they listened to the wrong person. Now, I'm going to pull an energy spread. Over here, in case you didn't watch that other reading that I just threw up about a week ago, you know, and just here, this is for somebody. This is for everybody. This is the energy, the prevailing wind. It'll be over here. And this is future influence. It's what might happen. And then I'm going to go back to sleep and finish getting over my flu that I have, and I will be returning to my regular scheduled programming of Steve's Love Tarot hopefully tomorrow, Tuesday the 8th. I hope. Because I'm not a good sick person. I'm a terrible patient. I haven't been sick in a long time. This is actually the first time I've had any kind of cold or flu since about the year 2000. I'm not even kidding, it's true. So it's mostly because of the weird damn weather we're having here, and also because my wife hangs out with a lot of weird people and she brings shit home with her. I'm a little more selective about who I hang out with. I almost put them through medical tests before I actually hang out with them. Anyway, let's shuffle the deck and have some fun. I'm having fun binge watching television and falling in and out of sleep. That's basically my day. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Let me shuffle the deck here. These cards really want me to shuffle them. Okay. All right. Calm down. All right. Okay. Well, you know, again, I always check, in something like this in particular, I check the bottom of the deck to make sure I got the right shuffle. Yeah, it's March. Look, Temperance. It's my baseline energy of March. All right. I might have a little flu bug still left, but I got, you know, that doesn't affect my energy reading. You know, it is what it is. I can still shuffle a deck of cards and get the universe to tell me what I want to know. The world the strength card, I'll call them out for you. Justice, this is 2 sets of 3 generally I do. 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 9 of Swords. See what I'm saying? Oh, what? You don't? Okay. The overall energy here is Temperance. It is the energy of March. The baseline underlaying energy of March is what's in play here. Again, we can't forget the pre-shuffle. Somebody made as I phrased it, a head over heart decision that ended up in a tower. It was the wrong thing to do. They focused on the practical. They focused on the pentacles, ignoring the cup. Rather, they wanted to look at the frogs, collect frogs, as my little analogy from the 4 of Cups went. Well, this is the baseline energy. These are the energies in play right now as I pull this, right? And I will use this to pull readings later in the week and all of that. I mean, this is how I generally do things offline. I got the World, Bookend, and the Justice card. These are read center, left, right, technically, like any 3 cards from the universe. Somebody's trying to get their nerve up here a little bit, because this is balanced energy and this is balanced energy. Justice is... There's an energy here of a cycle that can't end, even though it's the World, the most powerful card in the major arcana. It can't end until somebody sets the record straight here. It's almost like the energy won't rest, right? It's like a ghost that still has unfinished business to take care of, so it haunts the mansion. This person is haunted by this shit. And we can see it in the next row of energy. It will not rest until something is made right, till the energy is balanced here. And I'd like to point out that these are all major arcana in the root energy. As a matter of fact, even the bottom of the deck, the Temperance card, major arcana. Okay, it's powerful shit that's happening right now. I told you, the month of March sets the stage for the whole rest of the year. This is primarily because of a huge energy cycle. It has nothing to do with astrology. You won't find it on your astrology websites or anything. A huge energy cycle that's coming to a close here in mid-March that started around mid to late June of 2020. All right, so it's been a while. All right, and a lot of these connections happened within the cycle, and some of the other ones that happened before it bled into it and it affected it. It was a cycle of growth on both sides. It's a cycle of, think of the cycle that's ending here in mid-March as a huge phase of a spiritual journey, okay? Right now, energy's trying to balance. That's all this is saying here. And somebody's afraid a little bit, but they're trying to get the nerve up to do it. This is what's interesting to me. I got 10 wands, 9 wands, and 9 swords. So we're kind of going in the wrong direction and then the right direction. In other words, the 10 wands wants to reset to an ace of wands. Okay, it's a lot of burden here. But I'll tell you what this is. I'll tell you why this reads this way in a second. First, let me run through the cards. The 9 wands here. This is... it's that fear a little bit. It's that persistent energy, though, that won't go away. And this 9 of swords is, again, keeping someone up at night, but it's keeping them up at night because of what's really around this 10 of wands. Okay? And I said it to you earlier with the pre-shuffle, and I think it applies to a lot of you. Okay? In some way. Maybe exactly, but maybe you might have to make it fit. I don't know. But this person, whoever this is that ran from you, that wants to come in, talk to you, and set the record straight, they listened to people around them. I'm not a psychic. I can't sit here and go, I'm getting a sister. She's about 5'3". She's this. I have no idea. Okay? It could be. I don't know. But I can say that there's guilt here. Guilt and shame. All right? Guilt and shame. I can feel that energy here. And you might say, well, that's not a meaning of that card, blah, blah, blah. Well, it should be. 10 wands, a burden here. If you're heavy on someone's mind, there's a reason for it. What's keeping them up at night is the very energy that's around this. It won't go away. They always thought this connection would go away. It would just disappear. They never wanted it to, but they thought, well, this is, just like everything else. It's just going to hurt me, or it's just going to go away. But it didn't. It's persistent energy. It will not stop. This is really the terminator of frickin' energy cycles. There's no doubt about it, of soulmate cycles. Anyway, there's a lot of guilt and shame here for how they behaved and also for listening to other or succumbing to other energies around them. Whether it was listening to them saying, oh, don't go near the collective because, you know, this, and this, or whether it was just them trying to keep other people around them happy by not coming towards you. In other words, you might not fit in, you're a different religion or a different culture, you know, that kind of thing. Whatever it was, there's a lot of guilt and shame around that, and that's what keeps them up at night. And that's why they're a little nervous to approach, but a cycle is trying to end here, and it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away until things balance out here. All right? Now let's pull future influence energy. Now the future influence energy goes over here to the right. All right? Let's just move these over a little bit. I'll show you. I have to do this for the camera now, so I'm putting the cards in certain places, but over here is where we pull it. So what's this person going to do? Now I pull the future influence, the energetic wind that's blowing in. All right? Let's see. Normally this is a reading I do offline, but I thought, what the hell? I'll show it to you today. I break it up sometimes into 3 quick cards with me, but I thought it'd be a nice general, kind of nice reading to do in between my naps as I'm recovering. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. All right. What's the future influence? What's the wind blowing in here, universe? Let's see what we got. It's right there. Bottom of the deck, the 3 of Cups. It's what I told you. You know, again, the energy is that, we've been seeing it in my recent readings. They're coming towards you, energetically at least. You know, keep in mind, don't get the 3D and the 5D mixed up. The 3D person is afraid here. The 3D person, whoops, I got those backwards. The 3D person is ashamed here. The 3D person has guilt and shame. It takes some balls. It always comes up as like a Knight of Wands or an 8 of Cups or a Fool. Everything that takes bravery or faith to move forward. And your person may not have it. I don't know. It's up to them. It's up to their free will. But the energy's coming in. There's a reunion here that's trying to happen. Somebody wants to open up to you. 3 Cups is someone opening up. 3, if you haven't read my Famous by 3 article in my blog, then you don't know. But 3 is a very important number in the universe. It's about emotion. It's about the flow of water. And everything is about cups. Life by the cups is the way to live. This person's been living life by the pentacles, and look, it got him a tower. What's the future influence here? These are sets of 2, by the way, over here. Well, I don't know if you know what cards these are in the Witch's Tarot, but I will tell you it's the 2 of Wands, Judgment, which is important because it's bookending the world, by the way. You don't get to the world until you get past Judgment. This reading is very symmetrically perfect. And the Sun and Death. Okay? So again, let's look at the bookends. All right? World and Judgment. 2 of Wands and Judgment together. These are read together, and these are sort of read together. It's like these. I separate the rows. Anyway, the future influence is somebody setting the intention to come towards you. The Judgment tells me that most of them are, because the Judgment is bookending the world. You have to get past Judgment to get to the world in the first place. This is as symmetrically perfect as I could have pulled in any cards on any table. This is perfect. It tells me it's likely to happen. Also, I have the Sun and Death. I have the Sun card here. Somebody opening up to you. Again, it says what the 3 of Cups does, but it says it on crack. It's the happiest card in the tarot. But this tells me you're going to find out something. With Death card over here bookending the 9 of Wands, this is that persistent energy. It will not go away. Okay? And right here, it won't. You can't cheat Death. You can't. It doesn't go away. We all end up in front of this character at some point or another. This behavior is stopping. It looks like the future influence here is there's some sort of transformation. There's someone I could read it straight out, read the energy straight out and say, there's someone from your past coming into your present to affect your future. And they really are. I think they have to let go of something, though. This proves what I was talking about, what I was picking up in the pre-shuffle, and what I was talking about the guilt and the shame, the outside influences that they allowed to influence them, either with their upbringing or people in their ear, or to keep other people happy, keeping you at bay. And it costs them. This person, it keeps them up at night. I'm not lying to you, it does. This is a 3D card. I promise you it does. All right? This card, this Two of Wands, tells me they may have to either sneak in to talk to you or let something go to come in and talk to you. Either way, with Judgment here, bookending the world, that's a vast majority that's going to happen. And it's going to cause, that in turn will cause justice here. I've got the Sun card. You're going to find out something. Something I think will surprise you, okay? Something that causes a massive transformation. Out of these 4 cards in the future tense, I will tell you, I very rarely get Major Arcana cards here, okay? Major Arcana cards are interesting if you're pulling a future tense in tarot. In other words, you're asking the universe to predict the unpredictable. Like all the roads are laid before the universe. Everything's there, all the roads. It's up to your person's free will which road they take, okay? But the universe is basically picking one here, and it's picking it with Major Arcana. In other words, it's saying most of the people have to take this one, because the other one, it has a sign on it that says don't go down here. The other one has a sign that says explosives, don't go down here, that kind of thing. It's really, the energy is set for this to come together. And like I said, the energy of March is Temperance. It really is. Let's take the bottom. Now I usually take the bottom of the deck, and I'll take like a 3 strip here. We know about the 3 of Cups. We got the King of Cups, and we got the Knight of Pentacles. It's been a long time coming. Crossing the King of Cups is the King of Wands. We all know who that is, don't we? If you've been here a while, it's the Burger King. The Burger King crossing the, they got to have it their way, pride, ego, right? Well, right here, the King, it's crossing the King of Cups in the center. The King of Cups is someone who is a little stingy, a little afraid to be vulnerable, a little stingy with that cup of love. But it does, when the King of Wands crosses the King of Cups, the King of Wands does open up a little bit about how they feel. It's somebody telling you how they feel who never did before. I see it here with the 3 of Cups. I see it all over the place. I see it here because that's what they're worried about here. All right. In the Lightseer deck, this is a card of communication. Right here, it just shows somebody up all night, you know, but they really are worried about talking to you. There's a lot of guilt and shame here, which is why they're taking their time. The Knight of Pentacles, the second slowest energy in the tarot. They've got their, in the Witch's deck here, he stopped. He's stopped. Here, and what stopped him? He's holding his pentacle, his offer, right? Male or female, doesn't matter. What stopped him is water. It's about the emotions. They're afraid to open up. But I believe they will, because it's bookending here. It's red with the 3 of Cups. It's an interesting read. I mean, it really is. Underneath the King of Wands, just to take it one further, because we do the 5, you know, the sets of 5 with the bottom of the deck usually. It's the 6 of Swords. Again, there's something here that they need to explain to you. Something that needs to be cleared up, okay? And it has a lot to do with 3 swords. This is a card that's been coming up a lot. Cancer, the hot spot of the connection cycle, which bleeds on to everybody, okay? Everybody should be watching Cancer videos because they're almost all signs in and of themselves, even especially the Cure for Cancer videos, because the North Node was in Cancer when this particular soulmate cycle started. So Cancer is the host, shall we say, right? Cancer is Mr. Rourke. The rest of us are all on Fantasy Island here, okay? So, you know, if just like on Fantasy Island, if Mr. Rourke has a good time, you have a good time. If Mr. Rourke gets his ass kicked and thrown in a cave somewhere and locked up, well, your Fantasy Island trip isn't going to go too well. You may not be able to get off the island. Everybody needs to be pulling for Cancer, let me tell you. But anyway, they've been getting this a lot. And I see it here. It's sort of an overlay energy here of the 3 of Swords. And it's something they're keeping quiet with the moon here, too. The cards just want to talk. It's unreal. It's like they know I've been ill and I haven't been pulling as many cards. Well, I'm about to get unill. I need a couple more naps and maybe a nice I got some leftover tri-tip roast I might be having. That'll get me going. I'm expecting to be back on our regularly scheduled programming tomorrow on Tuesday, like I said. But this is the energy I'm working with in the right now. So I thought I'd show it with you. You got somebody who's in pain here. They've had past pain that they took out on you, but they're in pain about you. But again, I want to reiterate, yeah, they're coming towards you. It looks like they are with judgment in the world here. The universe itself, with how many major arcanas are on the table, and it's ridiculous just in the core reading here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just in the core reading. Okay? The universe isn't going to stop until energy is balanced here. It's not. And it's also very clear in the energy with this shame and guilt around this 10 of Wands that somebody here, as we saw in the pre-shuffle, yeah, they made a head over heart decision and it fell in a tower. But they did it to appease other energies in some way. Either to, again, people were telling them things, telling them not to, or they just thought it would upset someone else if they did, or they tried to make something work with someone else and it would have upset them if they did come towards you, or they just didn't, there was no interaction with the energies around them. They just are stuck in some kind of tradition or, you know, family dynamic of some kind and couldn't come towards you, or felt they couldn't. Something like that. It's all in the energy, but either way, it's keeping them up at night because they got guilt and shame for it. All right. And by the way, people who are feeling this way, generally it will reflect in the 3D as them looking like they're living their best life. So for a lot of you who like to write in and say all kinds of things about, you know, my person's doing this, this is a picture of them at Disneyland, and this is them doing this with their person or whatever. Yeah, think about it. If you feel guilt or shame about something and it's keeping you up at night, you try to do anything you can to cover that up and mask it and make sure that you're okay. All right? Make sure that you seem okay. And it also helps to make you feel better too. But none of that, but it creeps up on them at night. Okay? It creeps up on them in the night here with that 9 of Swords there. It really does. So this is the energy we're working with right now. I think it's pretty cool. I like this March energy. I like that it's rooted in temperance. That gives us, it's a really nice, it's a truth-based energy. It's Archangel Michael. And it's a water-based energy because you're usually mixing the cups of emotion, balancing things out. It's a balanced energy, and balanced energy is happiness. I think a lot of you find out some things very soon. We'll find out as we pull some more readings this week, as we move forward, all right? For now, I'll leave you with this. And maybe if I have any energy later after my next nap, I'll do another reading later. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, this is why, a lot of this is why they're coming towards you so slow, okay? They're worried about opening up. They're very worried about it, you know, because you're not what they're used to. What they're used to is something pentacle related, and that's not what this connection is. All right, that's your reading. I hope it was helpful. All right. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right. Good luck.